So hey guys, welcome back. I just figured I'd make this video quickly because I am in this position right now and it's pissing me off because I tried doing this several times and I keep forgetting the exact reasoning. I mean, I know why I never followed through with it, but the reason is absolutely ridiculous. And this is gonna sound a lot like one of Louis Rossman videos on being Eugened or something like that, or service issues or something like that. And this is exactly what one of those problems is. So, as I have recorded, no idea if I'm going to upload or when, might not even be for a month or whatever. I have recorded 3 Call of Duty Modern Warfare campaign videos on freaking realism difficulty, like the hardest difficulty, for fun and stuff, because I love realistic difficulty in the game and stuff. Clean House is like what, the 4th or 5th mission, and I have replayed it several times on different difficulties to mess around and do all that stuff. I love those missions, and it makes me really wish we could make our own missions and stuff because it would be absolutely epic. But I ran into another issue. The game clean installed this time too. That's the funny part, and I'm dealing with a possible issue, which I'm hoping this is. I'm hoping it's a driver update issue, which I am downloading actually right now. I'm on Edge or whatever. I only use Edge for making videos because it doesn't have all my taskbar, my toolbar information, and all the sites I visit and all that in it. Not that it's bad. It's just my personal stuff. So I use Edge for everything in videos. And I went back a few pages and copied the address, which you can see is support.activision.com/monitoring-warfare, which is the support thing that happens when a box pops up when the game crashes, and it's the game can't recover. Like, it closes the game when you press OK or continue or whatever that box is when you to get rid of it, and that's the link that's in it. And when you go to it, this is what shows up. It's the support page for it, and there's trending topics of game performance. Now, by default, if you know what the problem is, like if it gives you like this error happened and it happens to be a .ff file, which if you look it up online, it's a game action file, like a file that is loaded with game information at a certain point in time. So like when you go through the campaign, there's things like different weapons or characters or whatever. Those are FF files or in FF files. Now, if you click on the game, actually, now what changes here is you have all these and known issues and stuff, but it's very vague. It's the like forum sort of headline topic thing. You go into game performance, and it's the more sort of technical version of it, not necessarily human friendly, but more technical friendly. And if you go into here, because that's what's happening, it's crashing or freezing. It goes, games can freeze or crash during gameplay for a variety of reasons. When the game freezes, you will need to quit the game and close the application and then restart the game. In some instances, you might also need to reboot your console. If the game crashes, you will typically fix into the dashboard where you can simply restart the game. Which obviously doesn't work for .ff files because that's quite literally a performance issue. That means that something is wrong with the file or whatever, whether it's from the video driver, which is what this goes to. So it gives you 3 options. So for more troubleshooting tips and steps you can take to avoid future game interruptions, choose your platform below. PC. Most game crashes on PC will occur while attempting to launch the game or while playing in public multiplayer matches. However, if game crash persists, there are measures you can take to reduce chances of game crashes occurring. Now, for record, I have never had a multiplayer crash that like since I did a clean install of the game, because when I installed the game the first time when it came out, it was I paused it multiple times, which caused the game to have issues. And when Season 2, as I mentioned in several videos, the update for Season 2 came out, the game stopped working entirely, and I had to take me 2 months to reinstall it because I was waiting for a good time when our Wi-Fi usage was relatively lower, so I could just try one because we have 2 Wi-Fis. Is everything else in good working order? Ensure your PC or laptop is in a cool wall, ventilated in place. Make sure your PC or laptop is the minimum system requirements to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare might exceed those. Shut down all applications that are running in the background. Make sure you have the latest video and sound drivers from the manufacturer's websites. Here are some links to popular manufacturer websites. There's AMD, NVIDIA, Intel, and 5 audio ones that I've never heard of. Well, I have that one, and I have for years, but yeah. Now, actually, my monitor might have this one, but I don't use my monitor for speakers. Now, you can check that out, but obviously, you would probably be stupid to get a game that doesn't meet the minimum, or something weird happens and you would check that. I don't know why you would. That is even a link. They should have that in Battle.net or whatever, or on the main thing that this video started on. Is if you see if it meets the minimum system requirements, is maybe why you're having an issue. Don't put it there. Because if you're already here, then chances are it's a really, really good chance that it's not a minimum system requirement issue. Now, that's all there is here. And that's all this page is. Now, if you go back, I can't remember where I found it or if it was on a different page. I don't even recognize this page anymore. Now, was it in Contact Us? I just went through this, but my mind's a bit short right now. Yeah, it's on this page. So you got all the games there and stuff. Modern Warfare. Platform. Windows. Because it's PC. Topic. Obviously, it'd be campaign because it's not going to be bug reporting because it's a file issue. It's not, one of those things, which is why I'm installing or updating the video driver, whichever it's updating, reinstalling, whatever that is. So you go to that. Now, these go to the exact same thing for suggested solutions. This is where my big problem is that if you do my game crashes or freezes, we suggest the following options, which is the very first thing, which is what we were on the last page that didn't do anything for us, because that's just for the drivers for things. If you go to more suggestions, it's the exact same thing. There's no point in having a more suggestions thing there. Now, if we go back and go to, I'm having a problem that's not listed. Chat is offline, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Fairly late hour for chat, but 11 a.m. Are you serious? I mean, then again, I have insomnia, so I'm not waking up till like 8 to 11 anyway. My sleep is getting reverted though because I'm doing stuff during the day and I'm more active on the computer and all that and working on the room more. So and because of pills and everything, I'm going to sleep at like, I'm still up till like 3 or 4, but I'm in bed at like midnight. Last night was insane because I had a really big delirium episode. Anyway, you go to more suggestions and it's the exact same thing, just formatted differently. Well, almost identically still. So this is my issue, is that, thank you for blocking that. I don't give a crap. So I don't really understand why this is so hard to deal with because, and I mean on their side, not on our side. I'm not talking about me being picky or frustrating or anything like that. Because this is why I haven't followed through with it, is because it's 10:34. Now, during the time around 8 p.m., I was working on my room. And yes, that's one of those things like make time for it. The problem is that there's not even a guarantee. Like if you're looking at this and there's not even that many options, and that having another link for more options or whatever it is that we went to, what the hell's the point in even having that if it's the exact same thing? There's no benefit to that whatsoever. Like that's an actual complaint coming from me, because the game's crashing now, and it's actually at is it at the end or at the very? No, it's at the. I think it's actually at the it's at the beginning of the mission after Hometown, the gas one, the gas mission, where you and Hadir are like 6-year-olds or whatever. It's after that mission, the cutscene for that, and that's when it crashed this last time. The last 2-3 times it crashed before that, it was network error because the internet just decided to go down enough that it just went, okay, can't see the server, bye, and it would make me quit the game. Which, by the way, one thing, I get how they put all this effort into the campaign and stuff, but why not just have hardcode files that like ban outside source? Like, I'm sorry, but why does that not exist for video games, so that you can't do anything with the file or external that has anything to do with the game, aside from the monitor you're using, keyboard and mouse, controller, and, having maybe a screen recorder or an FPS counter up that's not in the game, even though they have a good one in the game, so I don't know why you need that, but for the sake of argument, aside from those, why not just block everything else? Like, just have a code that blocks everything with exceptions, because there's only like 5 exceptions, instead of having like billions of like things that people can do to fuck up the game, and having other things just listed as defaults. Just do it the other way around. I don't understand why they haven't done that, because having to have an internet connection to even load Modern Warfare is a pain in the fucking ass, and I've been having a problem with that for the last several years. Part of the reason I wasn't playing it at one point is because I needed an internet connection to play it. I'm like, fuck, I'm not dealing with that. I need Call of Duty for therapeutic purposes, because, which is why I got it in the first place, by the way. Long story behind that, I'm not going to share it. But what's the point in having something that should be, it used to be playable offline, by the way. The last game it was playable offline was in Advanced Warfare, maybe? I can't remember if it was a thing in Advanced Warfare. I know it was a thing in Ghost. I know you could do anything in Ghost offline, except for multiplayer. I can't remember if you could play Extinction offline or not, just by yourself, or split screen or whatever. I think you could even do that offline, if even split screen. But I don't think you could. But you could. But like multiplayer online was the only thing that you couldn't do without a connection. And I think that stopped in Advanced Warfare, although I'm not 100% sure. But ever since then, it's been totally well down. I don't get it. So either way, this is my rant, because I have to deal with this crap, and I have to chat with an agent between 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. PT, which happens to be my time zone, thank God. So it's even easier for me to go by, because I don't have to think twice about it. But yeah, that's just like, let's just, for the sake of argument, go through. I have to retype this in, even though I could just copy paste it, but that'd take more clicks. And I'm not a slow typer, so whatever. So let's see here. I'm sorry, but that one, I just see the answer to that one being lower your settings. Make sure you have a good connection and reduce your settings. I don't get that. Let's check out PC troubleshooting. I already did that. I had to reinstall it. So this is totally useless to me. For issues with antivirus software, don't have an issue with that. If issues still persist, that doesn't persist, that's irrelevant. Whether because I've tried it before, because I know what the problem is with the game. That's not it. That's not it, because I don't have any of those. Shader preloading. My freaking what's it called is right in between these two. Literally, it's right in between those two. I have a 7700K and a what's my card? I'm trying to look at it because it glows. 1060 GTX. It's a GTX 1060. So mine's right between those. Yep, been there. So that doesn't do anything. Latest updates. I'm sorry, this one makes me laugh every time. Your data is corrupt or unusable. Oh, it sounds like my life. Oh, I had that for the longest time. That finally went away. That finally went away. I believe I actually had to reinstall the game in order for that to happen. I can't remember if that's the same timeline or not, but there was a challenge. I got the calling card, but it wouldn't go away. The game stopped recognizing my mouse inputs. Okay, I'm only gonna go look at the stuff that's possibly relevant. Resolve problems, however. You know, this probably not. Oh, it sounds as long as I thought it was. I'm going through this right now, even though it's not for the same thing. That's for minimum requirements. Mine's not for minimum requirements, but it's being taken care of. Yeah, that's it. So nothing there. Like, I'm not seeing nothing. Yeah, and that's all basic stuff. So yeah, this page is totally useless for anyone that's looking for a actual performance issue, unless of course it does happen to be by miracle covered under the driver thing that I downloaded from the video when I went to the game performance contact us thing or the game performance thing or whatever. That's the only if that actually is the problem, it works because the last time it was updated was 227.20, so it's from just under half a month ago. Actually, it's only like a week ago. I keep forgetting it's not mid-March yet. They're still missing a lot of English and stuff. Like, I'm sorry, but I would love to modify that site. I'd love to modify all of this because it looks horrible. It's too clean. There's not enough information. There's not enough stuff. There's not enough sources or anything like that. It's like, here you go. If it's not here, screw you. Here are ours. They're horrible, but maybe you can contact us then, unless you have a life. So, that's it for this video, and as usual, please subscribe.